Здравствуйте, господа. Посмотрим, чем дело кончилось. У нас уже 25 уровень. Мы уже красавчики. Красавицы. Точнее. И идем мы, в принципе, к финальной разборке. Забрали мы камень души нашего принца Арандила, бесславно погибшего. Так себе принц был. Ничем себя не проявил. Ну, я уже говорил. Совсем никудышный. Ну да, ты же со мной ходил. Да. Владение черного инея. Тихо-тихо, все спокойно, все хорошо. Нам надо налево. Я быстро сообразил. Гениально просто. Ну и меч у меня, ну и меч. Не меч, а просто какая-то ерунда. И издевательство. Да, давай уже прыгай. С нами пойдет. Нет, пойдешь ты.
Blackfrost's palace is at the top of these steps. It may get a little rough up there. Are you sure you want to come?
Of course I do. Stop babying me. You will need all of us, including me.
Any idea what's waiting for us up there?
I can't be certain. Very few people who have entered the palace of an ice
Ну,
lord have
логично,
ever
да.
escaped to talk about it.
Они там кучами
But I
в
did
подвале
hear stories
валялись.
about a man who claimed to have escaped from the palace of the Ice Duchess. He said the palace was not even in Vertial, that it floated in a limbo somewhere outside the world. That's probably why he traveled more than 1,000 leagues between escaping the palace and reaching safe ground. Yet,
And you think his story...
it sounded true. And if it is, then it's...
We're finally gonna meet an Ice Lord. How do you feel? Scared? Excited?
a little of both, surely. It's so incredible.
Ты не
I would
видел,
love
красавец.
to be able to interrogate him, to understand his motivations, what drove him to reduce our world to a pile of ice.
I'm sure he'll tell you all about it.
I know there's little chance of that, but still, I would really like to be able to understand what drives someone to become a monster.
Камера не хочет так показывать.
As for the rest of it,
I'm ready. Just say the word.
Погоди, я ж вроде с ними уже разговаривал.
Sybil,
Yes,
I need your help.
if you want.
Ушли. Королевские. Погоди, дай-ка я сохранюсь на всякий случай, чтобы потом не бежать, а то еще сейчас сдохну.
It's time to take care of Blackfrost.
If you're certain you've taken care of your affairs here, I can see no reason to delay the inevitable any further.
We've waited long enough. All his defenses are down. The concubines are dead. We need to strike now before he has time to react.
So be it. Let's do it.
Гуманист достижения. А где все? Что, со мной никто не пошел? Меч у меня, конечно. Позорище, не меч. Привет, красавчик.
My new protege. So happy you could make it. You took your time about it, but I can see that you've made some real progress. Yes, you have.
Yeah, well, your concubines won't be progressing anywhere ever. From now on, you're on your own. And there's no escape.
Well, that was never my intention. I am in my realm here. You and your companions are my guests. Oh, it seems that you too have lost some friends along the way. How very sad. More than most, I know how fragile a friendly alliance can be.
The Knight will tear out your tongue just before he watches you die.
Let's see how well you do without all of your slaves.
Да, давайте. Посмотрим, конечно. Да, недостаточно маны, ну хорошо. Хватит меня бить уже в спину, скотина. Доел, блин. Кого вас тут добьешь? Ты меня бил-то вообще? Сам черный не что ли? Прям, я смотрю, молодец. Вот под контроль взял, смотри, как он умеет, оказывается. Еще там остался. Блин. А ты, я смотрю, не блещешь мастерством-то. Блин. Неудобно смотреть. Блин, достал. Ага. Здравствуйте. Дайте, ребята, уработайте этого урода. Как же ты меня достал, козлина. Получил? Нет, все-таки ножами убила. Пошел процесс, пошел, хорошо. Вот он, демон-то. Что-то я дымом дышу, по-моему.
Very well. In 6,000 years of existence, I don't think I've ever had a day quite as interesting as this one. Vulcan, my dear, this was a fight that deserves to be included in the history books, and I will make certain that it is. You may count on me to tell future generations about your exploits, if there is a future, that is. But that, of course, will depend on you.
I guess that's what we're all fighting for. But I'm not finished yet.
Clearly, and that is precisely why we are here. Each Ice Lord possesses the means to gain access to the World Heart from his or her own palace. It would doubtless be prudent to borrow this one before the other Ice Lords have time to react. I would have loved to accompany you, but I fear your destiny is to continue alone. The World Heart obeys neither the same rules nor the same magic as does the rest of Vertial. What you find there will be exactly what you bring.
You mean I'm going to end up confronted by myself?
I hope for your sake it does not turn out to be a confrontation, but it is highly probable that what you find there will be familiar to you.
We'll see.
Блин, обожаю я Метреса. Классный все-таки чувак. Так, сохранимся, а то тут это... Что-то у вас не валяется? Да нет, ничего не валяется. Ну, что скажешь? Ничего не скажешь. Ты что сказать? Ничего не скажешь. А ты? А все уже, все сказали. А деваха где моя? Ее убили, что ли, или что вообще? Где она? Почему ее нет? Как-то странно. Ну и ладно. Меч, ну не, блин, ну что это за кость рыбная? Уж он, конечно, и дракон, но толку-то выглядит убого.
You are come,
I said I would come.
but thou hast taken thy time. When thou didst flee, leaving me here at the mercy of these sorcerers, what did thou think would become of me? Didst thou even take time to think?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She speaketh to me.
What? Since when did you...
I did not lie to thee. I had no choice. I had to seize this chance to escape and
Говорит,
find a way
говорит,
to
со
fight
мной.
back, lest we be enslaved here for all eternity. Eternity? Dost thou know how slow the hours pass when thou art the prey of 6 humans, consumed by their lust for power and vengeance? I know this as well as thee. Thou dost not. Thou knowest nothing. I too made use of the confusion. I riposted. I struck back at them, weakened them, but thou hast abandoned me to them. But now I am returned, and together we will crush.
А у меня глазки хорошенькие, мы такие идут.
Thou art returned.
I see. А что случилось-то, не понимаю. Я что-то не понял.
Sorceress get away just as soon as you were no longer of any use to her. You have no control, no authority, no charisma.
You are just about as disagreeable as you were when you were alive.
You weren't even able to keep safe those few who begged you for help. How can you possibly believe you have what it takes to save all of Vertiel from the Ice Lords?
Все, что ли? Все, что хотел сказать. И фиг с тобой. Вот что мне наплевать. В смысле? Я их и защищал. Что ты, женщина, мелешь? Вот одного тебя, дурака, не защитил, да и все. А ты чё? Че-то они все живы остались.
You want to be the captain? You didn't even have the brains to make good decisions where you alone were concerned.
Ну и неправда. Все живы остались.
That's right. Run away, cowardly beast. You'll never think of any but yourself.
Чё вы мелите? Какой там ковр для бист? Вот тебя жалко.
Thank you. Without your weakness and crass stupidity, I would never have had such a good opportunity to finish with that whining elf.
Какой? Чё не говорят? О чем это вообще? Ничего не понял. Ну ладно. Время сдохнуть. Мне. Боюсь. Ну, привет. А я ничего такая. Глазок жалко нету. Да ладно, что тебя так ломает? Давайте вот без этого. Пух. Ой, это плохо. Да что такое-то? О, блин, а что это было? Опа. Ой, блин. Мана кончилась. Какой ты красивый, однако. Дракончик. Музыка здесь хорошая. Дракон, блин, пустоты. Не понял, это почему такое? Я что сюда побежал-то? Я сейчас в своем уме. Зачем я это сделал? А это вот зачем я сделал? Что попроще. Это как это? Ты на такое расстояние лапой бьешь? Что за новости? Да как так-то? Вставай ты быстрей, ты ёксель ты моксель. Что такое-то происходит? Короче. Да как? Блин, да что такое-то? Да. Ну, началось. Началось в смысле. Так, вот это вот лишнее совершенно. Не надо вот этого мне. Да куда ж ты? Да что ж я... Ох ты, господи. Так сдохнуть можно. Да куда я прибежал-то, ё-моё? Секунду, так можно реально помереть. Ох, это колесо выбора, ну... Просто сказочное. А, пропало, да? Я догадливый парень, я быстро соображаю. Понятно. У тебя там осталось что-то, что-нибудь? Понятно. Да как? Блин, да ну как это происходит? Я что-то потерял нить, короче, я. Понятно. Угу. Иди сюда, морда протокольная. Как это, блин, опять? Ты еще и отравлен. Понятно. Да, понятно. Не надо так делать, я уже понял. Да ты готов, короче. Мое кунг-фу лучше твоего. Ну, в животину мне. Прям просто, блин, мастера восточных единоборств. О. Вырвал левую грудь.
I knew that thou wouldst allow these humans to corrupt me.
A dragon. You summoned a dragon.
Ha! One of the few they were able to corrupt, and I turned it against them. Black Storm defeated it and imprisoned it here. It was trapped like me.
So now you turned it against me.
It is thee who has turned against me, abandoning me here, left to pay the price for each and all of thy errors in thy stead, whilst I did all I could to help thee to return. And so it is, I am come to the end of my strength, an empty shell o'ertaken with rot. I did not wish to harm thee, but I no longer am master of all that I do. Is that why thou hast killed my companions?
Is that why you killed my companions?
The visions? Speak rather to thy human half, for that is who hath invoked them, with its fear and its regrets. Thy companions never traveled through the breach.
So it comes to this. You and me. It's time we ended this.
Ha! It is all I have awaited. Remove these accursed lances from me, and let the world heart become whole once more.
О, ребята стоят. Что скажешь?
So, this is what the world heart looks like?
Yes. Terrible and magnificent. Nothing that I ever read could have prepared me for this vision.
I just hope that in spite of everything, your knowledge can help me. Because I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Faced with any kind of choice, it is impossible to be sure of me. But what I can tell you is that the entity within you is a piece. By sending part of itself to Vertiel to inhabit a living body, but while it was incarnate, the demon saw what we have done. Alas, I fear that now it wants to destroy everything. You came to rescue me, even though it meant risking failure in your quest. I know you will do. This world must be rid of the ice, but beware of letting the demon return to the heart. He will destroy all who...
Ну, а ты чего скажешь?
We're here, Randall.
Понятно, это хочет, чтобы я случайно мир не
The
уничтожил.
heart of the one who is just is often plagued with doubt. When faced with the ultimate choice, the mercenary will the life of the knight has been spared by his friend. Now, it is the fate of the world that is at stake.
Ну, ты понятно. Тебе особо ничего ждать не стоит.
The world heart. Damn. We made it.
I would like to congratulate you in person, but I'm only a reflection. Today the living are not the masters of virtue. You can save them, lead them, or destroy them. The choice is yours, and I pray the demon inside you does not make it for you. You have saved the soul of my prince, and thereby that of my entire people. It is possible.
Да, я такой, да, я могу. Здесь сохранить можно. Вот. Вот так вот.
The flame will burn bright anew, and the necromancers will be the first into the fire.
Для силы нужно исцелить Вертьел любой ценой. Это что у нас будет?
If I remove these spears, the Ice Lords will lose their power. But what will happen to Vertiel?
Thy world is weary, all but extinguished. Nothing remains to be saved. It must be cleansed.
Даже жалко ее.
Inside me is all the power necessary to regenerate my world.
At the cost of mine? Do not think it. Vertiel needs the world heart. Thou canst not sacrifice it thus.
There are still dragons, and the necromancers will be destroyed. The fire of the world heart is not completely out. It will burn bright again, in time.
But without us, I forbid thee to do this. I will not die for thee.
Прости. Ого. Это что ж такое-то? Чё это она? Самоубилась?
And so ends the tragic, though nonetheless heroic tale of Vulcan Half-Demon. I confess I may have romanticized some aspects of the story, though in my defense, I shall always have something of a soft spot for our dear Vulcan. By releasing the World Heart's energy to the surface, she sacrificed herself in order to heal Vertiel and bring an end to the long winter.
Блин, прикольная концовка.
Such a powerful energy surge, the Ice Lords were instantly reduced to cinders. I can tell you, no tears were shed at that funeral. Of course, it was only a few centuries before other would-be mages attempted to follow in their footsteps, though what wonderful centuries they were. With Captain Buffalo leading them, the Freeborn Blades legend grew, and they flourished for a time. Sadly, the legend of Buffalo's immortality proved less than accurate, and after 27 battle wounds and another 40 or so years, he eventually died in his bed, to the great sadness of the 3 charming young women who were sharing it with him at the time. Edwin's corpse was mutilated and burned by the command of King Relmar. Such a waste. I remember being quite disappointed at his decision, as I had hoped I might be able to inhabit her body. It had been an absolute age since I was last inside a woman. To no one's great surprise, Relmar proved to be a formidable monarch. Strong, just, and loved by all. He returned a sense of pride to the elves that the war had stolen from them. He often spoke of how much he missed his outlaw years while being forced to sit through long meetings and dealing with political wranglings. But he was greatly helped by the knowledge and wisdom he gleaned from Arundil's Soul Stone, and he went on to found his own dynasty. The Red Scribes... Oh, really? Don't get me started on those imbeciles. Nonetheless, it would be uncouth of me not to mention how heartbroken young Sybil was by Vulcan's death. Proud to have fought alongside such a courageous companion, the beautiful young scribe lifted her head high and transformed her grief into purpose. She quickly gained the respect of her peers and was elected chief scribe shortly afterwards, when Liestas died quite suddenly. Apparently, the fool succumbed after having imbibed a large quantity of a somewhat questionable nectar that he and his doctor had invented. And as for myself, well, my goodness, I fear that is an extremely long story, and you would quite literally die of boredom before I finished the telling of it. But you see, that's what I like so much about mortals. Their stories last just about the right amount of time, give or take a few decades, and then they're done. And then they come around again. One thing is certain, I have all the time in the world, so who knows? I may get to tell you other tales, if you live long enough.
Байки из склепа. Куда ржал? Блин, классная концовка. Сейчас я еще вторую покажу, но она такая. Музыку в следующий раз послушаем. Короче, очнись, джойстик, пожалуйста. Ну, концовка прям хороша. Чуть попозже было, да? Ну а сейчас я, скорее всего, просто мир сожгу и все, объединившись с демоном. Думаю, что такая коротенькая будет концовочка без всяких роликов.
We don't need to go that far. All we need is to remove these spears, and the necromancers will be left powerless.
As powerless as when they enslaved the World Heart? No, it will not suffice. They must be annihilated.
I'll track them down. The dead walkers will be gone, the survivors will have a chance, and Vertiel will be rebuilt, little by little.
Little by little? It would take centuries, nay, thousands of years for thy world to rebuild its energy. The World Heart hath not been remade whole. Thou must permit me to rejoin with mine other half.
So that you can take over and burn Vertiel? No thanks. I am the most powerful being in the two worlds. I've got responsibilities.
Thou wouldst use me to reign over them, as did the necromancers. How long dost thou imagine that I shall allow thee to use me in this way?
I don't know, but you'd better get used to it. You were the one talking about centuries and thousands of years before our worlds can be rebuilt. And I plan on being right there to keep an eye on them. Meanwhile, let me enjoy this victory in silence. Do you mind?
Жестоко развоплотила бедного демона. Ну, вот это была истинная, короче, концовка первая. Хорошая. Где я вел себя хорошо и вообще. Честно говоря, игрушка мне, в общем-то, понравилась. Да, боевка здесь не самая навороченная, не шибко-то техничная. Графика тоже не вызывает какого-то дикого восторга. Но при всем при том игрушка очень приятная. Персонажи хорошие. История, в принципе, тоже неплохая. Жалко, что они это дело не продолжили. Ну, поиграть приятно. Я ее 2 раза прошел. Один раз на нормальной сложности, другой раз вот это вот прохождение. Это на изи. Ну, просто хотел посмотреть другой вариант концовки. Вот. Потому что вся концовка здесь, по сути, зависит от вашего первого выбора. Соглашаетесь вы или не соглашаетесь подчиниться демону, чтобы он начал завладевать телом. Поэтому это надо в самом начале практически игры делать. Ну, скажем, в первой половине. Дальше уже все продолжается накатанно. Вот. Кто посмотрел, спасибо большое за внимание. Старался показать, в общем-то, все сюжетные разговоры. Правда, сам не пробалтывал, но их прочитать можно на паузе. Диалоги к игре хорошие. Лор, в принципе, не очень проработанный, но тоже неплохой. Так что вот, спасибо за внимание. До свидания.